Welcome to another video of the iPad Only book with the co-authors of the iPad Only book, Michael Sliwinski
and Augusto Pinaud. And today we're going to talk about what is the critical element on a Mac or on a PC and how that transform and translate into the iPad. So what is the important thing on a Mac or a PC, Michael?
Yeah, the funny thing was whenever everybody was, when people were asking me as a geek, which kind of computer they should get, what kind of, hardware, CPU and everything, I always ask them, okay, what's the battery life of this thing and how much it weighs? And they're like, no, it's not important because, I'm not going to, carry it too much, it's not a big deal, it can weigh a lot. And I'm like, no. You want the battery life and you want the weight to be as good as you can, because you will carry it more than you think, and you will need both of these things. And people would not believe me. They would buy a different computer, and then they would complain that their computer, was not holding battery long enough, or that it was just too heavy to slap it with them. So it was really funny with that.
It was the same thing. I always said the important thing is weight and battery life, and I went into great deals to buy external batteries and extended batteries that can attach to the laptop. Before I moved to the Mac, the reason I used HP and not other brand was because HP had the batteries, the really extended batteries that last in conjunction with the battery of the laptop, around 10 hours, that could attach to the laptop. They were heavy as they could be, but you can attach them. And it was the reason I stick with that brand, because you could extend that battery life, and their computers without that battery were, for the time, relatively lightweight. But if that was the most important thing, then how that translate to your iPad only story?
Yeah, so it was gradually. I was trying to buy, as you said, sleeker and lighter laptops. And then I got, of course, the MacBook Air, which already gave me, 5 and another 7-hour battery life and very nice form factor. But then I got the iPad, and the iPad is, half a kilo and has 10-hour battery life. So, nobody beats, nothing beats this. And this is the ultimate thing. For my, productivity, I can take it anywhere I want. I can lift it up. I can read on it. I can work on it. And the cool thing, I always explain this to people. The cool thing is that, it has 100% when it's charged. And people are like, yeah, of course, everything has 100%. Yes, but the thing is, it has 10-hour battery life. So when it has 20%, I'm not looking for, for a charger. I know I still have 2 hours of productivity here on this thing, So even by the end of the day, I know how much time I still have on this thing. So it actually translates, the percentage to the hours of I have left on the iPad.
Yeah, on my Mac and PC days, I used to carry. It was a Belkin power source that it has 3 connectors, and the reason of that was because of the battery life never lasts. If you get to an airport or to a place, there is usually one power outlet. And then there is always, of course, busy. So you could go there and show the guy that you have an extender. So he will allow you to plug his computer, and you can plug yours too. And it was a great tool for traveling. But the same thing now with the iPad. I don't even consider that. Most of the time, checking even the cables inside of the bag, I don't need them. If I'm checking luggage, it goes on the big bag, and so I can carry the other bag really, really light.
Go.
So since I don't need to carry cables or anything because they all go into the bag, you start considering from the old PC world where it was weight and battery life, and obviously battery life is not a problem with the iPad, then because we need to have something to compare, you start considering weight and screen size. And here's when this got interesting. There is a whole story in the book, but when we start this book, we were both on on full-size iPads. You were working on an iPad 4, and I was working on an iPad 2. And exactly because that argument of weight and how important weight has always been for me, I discovered after I did a little test that is going to be the iPad mini, my main machine. Even was funny because I started working on the mini, and it was really 2 or 3 days into working in the mini that I discovered that I had not even talk or touch or do anything with the big iPad, and I lift the big iPad, and I was like, wow. I remember when I got the iPad 2 after having the original, and the difference is grams. It's so tiny, and you could notice the difference between the iPad 2 and the iPad mini. It's incredible how much that feel in what you carry. But I know you prefer talking about the screen size, so give us your argument on the screen size.
So no, I prefer the Retina display of the iPad because I like the screen, and I like that it's bigger, so I can really work on it productively. I prefer the bigger screen size. So I'm not trying the mini because I'm afraid that I might like it too much. My wife has the mini and she loves it. She swears by it. That's why she wouldn't let me even touch it. Yeah, I prefer still the Retina display of the iPad, and I think it's in the sweet spot between the MacBook and the iPhone. Is this iPad?
I used to believe the same, but again, you should grab a mini and you will see. But in the meantime, we will continue more about iPad and our book, iPad Only. And on the next video, we are going to talk about the importance of workflows and how to design better workflows. Because really, that is one of those little keys of have a successful iPad Only experience. So in the meantime, thank you very much.